Atlantic Division. There's plenty of fire these days in the New Jersey Devils. Second overall in the standings, the Devils are regarded around the league as a real threat. The man who built the team has been on the job for 7 seasons after leaving a distinguished career at Providence College. He's Lou Lamoreillo, and he's happy with his team's development, but that contentment only goes so far.
Like everything else in life, if you become satisfied, you're going to get a little complacent. And I think that's one of the positive things. Certainly there are many about our coaching staff, but they're never satisfied, but they're also very complimentary to the players and what they're doing, and when they're doing it right. So we're happy, but certainly not satisfied.
One aspect that he is satisfied with is the new coach, Jacques Lemaire. Lou feels he finally found the right man in Lemaire and his assistant, Larry Robinson. Both men were Stanley Cup winners with Montreal.
Certainly it was something that, in our minds, was in the best interest of our organization, or we wouldn't have done it. And what Jacques Lemaire brings to our organization is respect, brings his own tradition, and more important, brings respect for the players, because both Jacques and Larry and Jacques Caron are extremely respectful people of the needs of players, because they've been through it, most recently through it, and this is a now generation, and I think you have to be able to communicate.
In Lou Lamoreillo's first year in New Jersey, the club made it to the Stanley Cup semifinals. But better remembered is the incident in which off-ice officials were pressed into action after the Devils obtained a court injunction on behalf of Jim Schoenfeld.
When you believe in something, you do it. Jimmy Schoenfeld, our coach, who I have tremendous respect for, was unjustly accused of something and was really going to have to pay the wrong price for something he didn't do. And in the position that I sat, with the support of my owner, Dr. John McMullen, the right thing to do was to support him. The easiest thing to do was to just accept it. And I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it today if it happened. And I look back, and I would hope that I would do the exact same thing, even though after being in the league for a few years, you certainly look at things a little differently. But it was the right thing at that time. And our organization had to stand on its feet and say that we are the New Jersey Devils, and that because we haven't been as successful, we still demand and deserve the same respect as everyone else.
Lou Lamoreillo also presided over the signing of Soviet hockey legend Vyacheslav Fetisov. The NHL's Russian Revolution was fully confirmed when the Devils acquired Fetisov along with Sergei Starakov in 1989.
This man has to go down in history as a pioneer, because if he did not do what he did and remain as solid as he did as far as staying within the framework of the country, then a lot of the young players who have come out of the Soviet Union into the National Hockey League would have not had the benefit and opportunity that he provided for them. He did not put himself first. He put the future of Soviet hockey players and felt very strongly on it, and we could sit here for a long time and talk about it, but he deserves a tremendous amount of credit, and he's the player that a lot of the present players and future players in the National Hockey League from the Soviet Union should pay their respect to.
The man is no stranger to classy players. Lamoriello coached League Vice President Brian Burke at Providence College. Burke's roommate in those days was the star of the team, Ron Wilson, who these days is the coach of the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
They were actually roommates, 2 quality individuals, outstanding students, very team-orientated, and extremely hard workers. I'm not surprised that they're having the success that they're having right now, because they were successful from day one with 2 different types of personality, 2 different types of abilities, but one common ingredient, and that's called work ethic and integrity. And these 2 young men deserve whatever their successes come about because of the way they've worked and the way they approach their job, and they're both extremely talented.
There are a lot of people who think Lamoriello's Devils are extremely talented, but one big accomplishment still remains. So we had to ask Lou how much winning a Stanley Cup really would mean both to him and his team.
If you can't answer that one for me, we're all in trouble. Well, I think that's why we're all here. That's the goal of every franchise. Unfortunately, out of 26, only 1 can win each year. But if you don't do everything and anything you possibly can, then you're in the wrong business. However, if you put the Stanley Cup as the prerequisite to doing what's right, you're in trouble. All we can do is do all the little things and big things that are necessary on that road, and that's the result of what you do.
For Lou Lamoriello and the Devils, 94 could be a very big year.